bit here.
I guess it is mid Galio after all.
It is.
And of course, Ezreal Yumi, a very strong lane that we just, again, we don't see too often. But with Ezreal back in the meta, and with all of this hard engage, I mean, I like the idea with the Yumi. Go well in the early game. This is looking pretty good for HANWHA LIIV as we are entering match 15, game number 1 here. LIIV SANDBOX against HANWHA LIIV ESPORTS. And we saw
out of this lane, or can get a gank on top side.
Yeah, this is what we were looking for, the Udyr to put on the pressure. But Dudu is being very respectful. He will be stunned down, but do they have the damage is the question. Underneath the turret, the answer will be no. Krako just backs away, but still a winning trade. Remember, Dudu does not have his teleport, and they're going to be able to deny a lot of CS up there. Trying to deny my back, but actually he was in a bit more danger than he actually expected. Krako is going to spot him here. Fate now getting the first rotation on in. The kick is used as well. He's got Dudu nearby, but a flash will be able to get him out of dodge. He will be just fine, but can the same be said about Dudu, who does not have his flash available? He's trying to get to the wall here and potentially get over it, but okay, there he goes. Actually gets that off cooldown just on time. But this will spark LIIV SANDBOX to start up this objective as they are thinking about the Rift Herald.
Good too much. Dudu is in a lot of trouble here though. Teleport available for Chovy.
Yeah, there's only 4 of them going up to the top side. At least it's not 5, maybe you could say. Here comes the teleport, and he is going to be charmed up, stunned up, and there is our first blood at 13.5 minutes. Welcome to the LCK. As so much pressure being put up in that top side. They're not going to be able to take down that first turret just yet, but because of all the rotations now.
The Muramane, the next item afterwards, as he goes in.
This is a rough spot for Fate. He is dead, and he even flashed there at the end. Oh man, really rough spot, but a great look from Chovy. Just finds him there, and the insane amount of CC you can get going in the way that they're going to play. As LIIV SANDBOX are thinking about making a play now. Speaking of which, we got a big charm coming in. Actually, it doesn't hit anyone as the Galio ultimate there for the disengage. And immediately it's like, well, we don't want to engage into that. Now Fate's going to get slowed up. They are going to be able to flash to safety, but that's not the engage that LIIV SANDBOX were looking for. And HANWHA LIIV kind of just laugh at that and get away scot-free.
And exactly what we talked about. It's so hard to engage on this HANWHA LIIV composition because initially it feels like this is a 3-man unit. It's a Yumi. We can just all in, blow them up, blow up the turret, and go from there. But
it does speak to kind of mindset of LIIV SANDBOX.
Oh, Chovy.
Okay, he's got Johan nearby, but Johan's actually moving away at this point. Now is going to identify it. Chovy still does have flash, and he's got a 3-man taunt here. He's looking to turn this around. Stopwatch, a pretty good item, gonna keep him alive for a long time. Tries to flash away, but he does not get away. And now Johan gets baited into this as well. Looking for the kill, but looks like maybe he didn't have the energy to follow up on the second Q. And now with both the jungler and Chovy down, they're thinking about this Baron, but Def's still alive with the Yumi on his back. Not gonna be the easiest play. They're still gonna go for it here.
And Baron rather is going to go down really, really quickly. Great poke coming in through from Deft. Dudu, Deft, and Vista going to try and get them off there. I think they can't do this. It's too risky.
It's pretty scary, but they're committing to it. That's a missed Q. And every Q that Deft misses just makes them even more confident. Effort's able to get away. Dudu's in the pit. They take down the Rakan, but the Baron at least will go to Krako. And that was really the objective for LIIV SANDBOX, but might be losing a bunch of their members here. Summit's also trying to get out of dodge. Chovy is running on in. Lands that slow, and that will be a dead crocodile at the end of all that. But still the Baron was taken here by LIIV SANDBOX. I think after this Baron take, this is where you get confident and you begin to take dragons away from HANWHA LIIV. They've got the positioning. That's a lot of damage on a Prince, though. Deft being given more and more time. They're looking to blow up Dudu, but he has a stopwatch, and he's got a Galio. It looks like the Galio was interrupted by Summit, but that means that Summit's now the one that's going to go down. And HANWHA LIIV have immediately thwarted this engage from LIIV SANDBOX.
Nice attempt from LIIV SANDBOX, but HANWHA LIIV with a beautiful bait. Dudu goes in, draws out a lot of aggro, but has a Yumi on top of him, and has the stopwatch. If Summit doesn't cancel that Galio ultimate, I think that fight goes way worse. And we are treated here to a negative Baron power play. I think it's now back up again. Okay.
44 gold.
But that's not the Baron power play that you're really looking for. And
HANWHA LIIV SANDBOX, try to hard engage. And speaking of which, this time it's HANWHA LIIV. They found effort as the Orianna Shockwave basically does negative damage, it feels like, especially to the Galio there. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to help. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but a nice little pick off from HANWHA LIIV. But yeah, the Gwen, as we saw, they tried to go on her. She's got his Zhonya's and the Galio. And here we go once again. So Krako's going to be jumped on here. We got the teleports coming in. Summit is trying to front line. Immediately, Krako has to run away, but now Johan's gone a little bit too deep, and they weren't able to get any kills, actually. So Johan was the one that gets caught out here. We got a minute 30 until the Baron, so again, no big objectives, but HANWHA LIIV still trying to make a play, and they actually fail this time.
Evaporate your base in second. The teleport is going to come through here.
Yeah, just early teleport to get Toby into position. They've got that top lane pushing. That's a sick amount of damage on the Fade. He has to back away immediately as the Yuumi on top of Dudu is threatening, but here comes effort in from behind, getting a lot of those people stunned up and charmed up as Summon tries to join in with him. Nobody actually dying. Dudu going super deep as the Shockwave is going to miss. And Prince stays alive somehow, some way throughout all of that. Deft with full health and a Yuumi on his back is still looking to lead the charge alongside of Toby. They're going to get that stun down onto the Renekton. Deft is just keeping everybody else out as the Renekton survives for a crazy amount of time. But at the end of the day, HANWHA LIIV will win the fight, and they will take down that Ocean Soul.
Deft needed to do damage. He definitely did. Even with Summit diving on top of him, that was an extremely long fight. And that's where the Yuumi shines, which he can hop from person to person, keep them all topped up. Because without a Yuumi, that fight would not have gone well for HANWHA LIIV. But now they have the Soul, now they have the Baron. And this might be the moment where LIIV SANDBOX are no longer in control of this game.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, the Ocean Soul is really going to help out as well. But again, Prince did go back. He still has his GA. True Shot Barrage misses. And now, trying to get into the back line. And maybe that's the way, but Prince is still alive. It's going to be the battle of the AD carries as Prince is getting in there now. But he flashes forward. He can't get the kill. He finally does, but now he'll be the one to go down. And the rest of LIIV SANDBOX is not there to help him as he revives. As HANWHA LIIV will win an incredibly close fight and will take the Baron.
And you say incredibly close fight. I see these health bars. This does not look like a close fight to me, and it's the power of the Yuumi coming through here. I love that from LIIV SANDBOX. Yeah, it's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do really love the play that HANWHA or that LIIV SANDBOX make later, but let's look here because I thought that this was going pretty decently. A nice flank from effort, waits very long, but Summit gets on top of that, but the rest of the team immediately responds. And we see Prince has a lot of space, but that kick from Johan is incredible important. Fade missing that Shockwave is key, because if he hits that and Prince gets in 1-2 more autos, he might blow someone up, he might be able to tumble forward and turn it around, but instead it's the consistent sustain and the skirmishing. And while Deft was Dovan at the start of this fight, he's basically full health again. And we talked about Johan's kick earlier. Check out the catch that he finds in a little bit on Prince, because I think this is another one of those scenarios where as Prince you're going to go back and you're going to like, I don't know how I could have carried this fight. Right? And it's so close, but that kick?
Yeah. And the Q landing just to provide that extra bit of damage. And as you mentioned, up a turret. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it gets you a little bit more map position as maybe you pushed a little bit too far. Effort's going to be able to engage on a Dudu, but again, it is Gwen. The Vayne doing insane amount of damages, but this is what happens. She has been able to get some room, but Deft is also still alive. As Prince, though, is chopping down one by one. The front line of HANWHA LIIV has disappeared as Deft desperately tries to take out Prince, but he cannot. And the Vayne has come online alongside of the Orianna with the double kill, and they're pushing for the end here.
They have one cannon minion. Is it enough? I think they can just tank the turrets. Have they done it?
I think they have. The Lee Sin, he's got Smite. There's a way. You got to get in there and take the cannon out, otherwise you're not feeling good. He's gonna get in, try to take it out. He smites, it's not enough damage. And they're tanking it up, and the minions are coming in here. Do they have it? I think with 20 seconds on the dead timers, they will win this game.
Prince!
The Vayne comes online 40 minutes into the game, and Kraka will have his moments to finally dance next to the fountain. And HANWHA LIIV are still winless in summer, as LIIV SANDBOX will win a crazy long game here to start us off.